Hello there. It feels a bit like Christmas morning or my birthday. Over the last couple of days I've been out thrifting with friends. We've been to charity shops, a few antique markets, vintage stores, and even picked up things free from my neighbours. So if you'd like to see what I managed to thrift with a sort of flower arranging Christmas theme, carry on watching to the end of the video. Let's unpack this little wooden truck first. So here we go. I'd forgotten about this. I picked up this red and white Stilton pot when I was on holiday. It says that it's a blue potted Stilton, even though it's in a red container, from the Cropwell Creamery. I've bought that because it's red and white, and I think it's going to look really good with my Christmas decorations. In fact, it's going to look really good with these two things I've also bought. Again, wrapped up in paper. How much did I pay for that? £1.50. When I go shopping for vintage items and thrifted finds, I do have a shopping list. So it just keeps me on track a little bit, and I do vaguely have a budget in mind as well. So one thing I know I'm not looking for is I'm not looking for clothes, shoes, handbags, any kinds of jewellery. I'm specifically looking for red and white, red vintage wear, glasses and crockery vases, things like that. Things that I can use for flower arranging. And here is a red and white transfer theme pot. Now when I saw these on the shelf, I thought they were teacups and I just couldn't find the handle. So they look like a teacup shape, so I'm guessing there must be some sort of sugar bowl or just container, and they've got a red transferware pattern on the front and the back. There's no markings on the bottom, and these cost £1.50 for the pair. So the idea is I'm going to use these at Christmas time. So possibly I'm going to possibly I'm going to put a candle in each one and then put Christmas greenery and decorations around the edge and put them together perhaps as an Advent countdown with the 4 candles for the 4 Sundays of Advent. So I've got, 2 Sundays here, and then I thought the 3rd Sunday could be that pot. So I'm now looking for a 4th Advent pot that's also in the red and white. So I don't necessarily want everything matchy, but just to have that consistent theme of the red and the white. And talking about red and white, I am really starting to build on my red and white plate collection. So I was originally drawn to these plates from a couple of YouTube videos that I've seen. What I'll do is I'll link the video that I did for Christmas in July so you can have a look at some of my favourite YouTubers and some of their ideas they have for Christmas decorations. So this is a 4 Seasons plate, English ironstone, made in England. So this is labelled up as a vintage item from the British Red Cross, and it cost me £3. And it's got a picture of a farming scene, a hay cart being drawn by 2 horses, with a church in the background and a little cottage as well. So I'm either going to use these on my Christmas table to eat from, but what I think I might do is to put those yellow hanger stickers on the back and then attach a command hook to my wall, and I'm going to hang them on the wall as decoration, something a bit like that. I've got quite a collection of them now as well. So I think I've got 4 big matching dinner plates. I think now I've got 3 of these slightly smaller dinner plates. I've got a side plate and a very shallow soup bowl as well. So I don't want to go crazy. I'm not going to go for the whole crockery set. So I do need to sort of go through my inventory of what I've got and then just amend my shopping list accordingly. So I think that means I need 1 more plate this size and then 3 more of the tea plates. And then my collection is absolutely done. Do not let me buy any more red transferware, although there is something coming up. I'm just giggling to myself. I have just seen the world's smallest jug. This cost me 50p and I got that from a charity shop in town. Some of the other shops have been from when I've been on holiday and I've been out with friends, so I'm just gadding about around the county a little bit. So this is absolutely tiny, smaller than my little finger, but it cost me 50p and I thought this would be really sweet. I've got a low wooden riser on my kitchen windowsill and sometimes you just have odd flowers where the heads pop off, so I thought that would make a really cute addition, and when I get fed up with it I can just donate it back to the charity shop and someone else can have a little bit of fun with it. So the next item I bought was not on my shopping list. I found another great YouTube channel from a lady who used to work for Waterford Crystal. And although this isn't Waterford, and certainly it isn't crystal, I think it's just cut glass, it's really informative watching her talk with all her knowledge about the finds that she comes across. So I've got this little dish and it looks a little bit like a wee willy winky candle holder, but there's no fixing for the candle. It's got a 16-point starburst on the bottom, and I thought that would look really great for Christmas time, filled with nuts or chocolates. But actually what I've been using it for is a little caddy next to my kettle for slices of lemon and old tea bags. So it's just really nice to be able to have something new to me in the house with a little bit of shine and glamour. And I think it's going to look really beautiful, especially at Christmas time with my reds and whites and a bit of shine as well. And wrapped in newspaper, we're coming up to autumn time. So I have developed a slight fixation on amber and brown glassware, and I came across this and I'm not entirely sure what this is. Whether it is actually a drinking goblet, it's got a little bit of dirt in the bottom so I won't drink that too far, or whether it's, I think perhaps it is a drinking goblet, but it's quite masculine in shape, quite angular, with this little sort of lozenge at the bottom here, the circular base, and it's fluted at the top, and to me that says hyacinth bulb vase. So I'm going to plant that up with a hyacinth and force it over the winter period. So probably I'll put, rather than putting soil in, I'll probably put gravel into the bottom of the glass and then let the bulb sit at the top. So I have got another piece of amberware that I picked up quite recently, which I'll show you. And also I've got some browner glass, which is in the box down at the side, and I'll bring that up in a minute. And I'm going to do a little bit of a DIY and group together my brown and amber glassware, just to mark the changings of the seasons really, so that I'm moving from my fresh blues and whites of summertime with my crockery and vases around the house, and before I go big time red and white for Christmas, I'm going to stop off for autumn along the way with my ambers and brown glass. And that was £1, just found in a box outside an antique vintage store in town. And this is brand new. I bought a bottle brush, and this was again when I was out with friends a few days ago, and it was in a retro store, brand new, but in a store where the stock had been chosen specifically to look retro. And when I chose this, not so much for the bottle brush, you know, because it's always handy to have a bottle brush to get into the containers, into the cracks and crevices of your vases, but I thought this was only £1 and I thought it would look rather nice to make my own bottle brush tree. So the idea is I'm going to take off the white bobble at the top if I can, and then shape the bristles so it looks like a little tiny Christmas tree. And now, last but not least, a wooden trug. So I bought this in town. We have a safari around town, and I think it's always the first Sunday in August. So this was a find from a few weeks ago, and the trug by Tobbs, the old basket supply company, which cost me £2. It's really sturdy and really well made. I'm going to have a quick slurp of tea before I move these bits across to one side and show you what else I've bought in the last few days and weeks. Now it's probably a good time to tell you that I'm filming this video as part of the Sunday Funday challenge, which is hosted by Yanni and Diane at Deco Easy and the Crafting Cousins. I'm going to leave a link to both sets of ladies' channels in the show notes under my video. I'll also leave a link to the playlist for the Sunday Funday challenge, so once you've finished watching my video, you can hop on over and see what everyone else has been up to. And for the next part of my haul, here we are. I can't believe that I've bought so much over the last few weeks and days, well, probably over the summer holidays, so it's over the last over the last 6 weeks or so. So as you can see from the items I've showed you already, I don't really spend very much on anything. I spent £2, £3, £1, £1.50 and a 50p as well. Now I've also been lucky enough to pick up some things for free. So I spotted these books on one of my neighbours' front lawns and they were just going free. And they've been doing that all the way over the summer, obviously having a good old clear out. So when the weather's fine and I'm taking the dog out, we always come home via their house just to see what's on offer. So I've picked these books up not so much for what the books are about, and I've got a book called In Wisteria Walk by Joan Kennedy and Popular Card Games. I've collected them, I shouldn't say bought them. I've picked them up because they've like the hardback covers and I like the age patina of the pages inside the book. And with the other books that I bought at our safari sale in town at the beginning of August, a pair of green books, and I think these were 20p each. The paperbacks were 10p and the hardbacks were 20p each. And what I'm going to do here, what I particularly like these ones, they've got the green colours on the top, but I'm going to use those for lifting up, creating book stacks and lifting up my flower arrangements and my lovely decorative items. And that's really a top tip for you. If you're making a flower arrangement, don't just have it sitting flat on your table. Any opportunity you can have to lift it up, it just looks bigger and brighter and lighter and more imposing because you've added a little bit of extra height to the bottoms a little bit. Let me show you. So imagine I've got a beautiful flower arrangement in this dish. You could either have it sitting down there like that, or you could have it sitting up higher. Perhaps that's too high, but you could certainly have it on a tiny little plinth and perhaps even match two arrangements together, one low and then one high. Next to show you are my 3 pastry cutters. I think I bought these in 2 batches. That one I certainly bought yesterday for 50p, and I think probably, I don't know whether I paid 50p each or 50p for the pair of these ones as well. So I've got them star-shaped for Christmas time. I probably won't ever use them for baking with. But what I am going to do with my other collection of star-shaped pastry cutters is to tumble them into a glass vase or a kilner jar, and then I can put that onto my kitchen windowsill and it'll be a lovely little kitchen-themed decoration for Christmas. Talking about Christmas, I've been searching for a little red car. So I went to a vintage market yesterday with my friend and I was hunting through all the toy car displays, baskets of toy cars, and some of them were quite clearly vintage collectible items at £3 each, and I didn't want to pay this much. But once I saw a little red car that was only £1, I thought I would grab it. And what I'm going to do is to get myself a little green Christmas tree ornament and glue it in the back of the car, and so it looks like this little red car has picked up a Christmas tree ready to take home, and then I'll include that in my Christmas decorations. So I might make it into a Christmas ornament by adding on some string at the top, or I might put it into a homemade snow globe. We're on to the brown glassware now. So these were the items I picked up in the same place I picked up the amber goblet. So this is a little vintage 4-ounce bottle. That lovely shape. And then an old-fashioned medicine bottle, I think, in here. So this has got, I wondered why it was rattling. It's actually got the cork stopper inside. And this says, bottled by Jay's. Now this Jay's a cleaning fluid, so it's got a smooth back, an oval base, and a little ridged front there. So I'm going to group those together with my 2 amber glass pieces as a bit of an autumn decoration. And now the big one. So I have got a real thing about the red transferware at the moment. So I went to another antique shop with my friend yesterday morning and I came across this vegetable tureen. Doesn't that look really, really grand? So I could have that, as I say, a table centrepiece. I could take the lid off, but I think that's probably what I'm going to do. And I could do a table arrangement with Christmas greenery in there on flower foam. what I think I might do is again force more hyacinth bulbs. So I can imagine white hyacinth bulbs in here. So I'll do a layer of gravel, a layer of soil, put the bulbs in, and probably put a decorative layer of gravel on the top. And if I do that in October time and put it under my spare bed in the cool and the dark, hopefully by the time Christmas comes, I'll have some green growth and perhaps even some of the scented flowers beginning to show. So this was £6, and it's got a fluted edge to it, and really probably if I knew more about property and ceramic ware, that would be an indication this was quite a modern piece. So it wasn't until I went back to find it and I turned it over to have a look that it says on the back, Royal Wessex, made in England, dishwasher and microwave safe. So actually that's given me a little bit of confidence that although I'm going to use this lovely piece for planting flowers in, I feel more confident doing that with a modern piece rather than feeling that I'm going potentially damaging something which was really, really old. And then to finish off, I have bought 2 Christmas magazines, 50p each. I am going to be looking forward to reading these so much. I always keep my Christmas magazines and I flick through them year on year, looking at all the trends gone by and just deciding what things I want to incorporate into my Christmas this year. So my thoughts now are turning to what Christmas flower classes I'm going to be running, and I'm hoping there's going to be some good ideas from December 2020, from living, etc., and perhaps even better ideas from the December edition of the 2017 House and Garden magazine. So I hope you enjoyed looking at my vintage charity shop antique market haul. As I say, I never spend very much, so the cheapest thing was free, and then I went to the 50p mark, a pound mark, £1.50, and I think the big prize this week was the £6 terrine, which I'm going to use for flower arranging and for planting my indoor forced bulbs. So don't forget to check out the playlist of the other contributors to this month's Sunday Funday challenge, and do go and like their videos and comment on them. It really helps our small channels. And also, if you want to do a bit more viewing, check out my Christmas in July video. That's all from me for now, and I'll see you next time.